I have a new fabric collection. Let me show you all about it. Hi, it's Fran Morgan with Fabric Café, and my new fabric collection is here. I'm so excited to share it with you. It is called Color Burst, and we have 10 different prints in the collection. And of course, as you know, I designed the collection to use specifically with 3-yard quilts. So we have focused fabrics, light fabrics, and dark fabrics. But you also know you can mix those up however you choose. So let me give you a quick tour of what's included in the collection. So I would say that these 4 would probably be my favorite focus fabrics. Love this one. It is like a rainbow with a really wide kind of painted stripe that looks painted with this wonderful design of the circles and the diamonds on it. I really love the depth in this print. Then we have a really fun floral, which you know I'm always all about, and all of the colors are the same. We have this really fun little paint mark dot in the background, and all of our flowers with all of the colors from the collection. Then we have, and isn't this gorgeous? This is just the rainbow that looks like brush strokes, that one color kind of blends into the next. And this is fabulous. You can use this as a focus. You could use this as a number 3. You can use this in so many ways, but we've got it in the focus position, which is how I would encourage you to use it. Then we have our paisley. Nothing is more fun than a bright sunny paisley. Wonderful kind of painterly background on this one. Little blue paisleys with dots on them. So much fun. All right, now let's look at some of our number 2 fabrics real quick. We have our smudge dot, all the different colors on a white background. Now I say white background, but this white background has some dimension to it, a little hint of gray in it, just so that it's not a white, just a little bit of depth to it. Then we have some circles and diamonds done in the rainbow. Of course we would want to do that because won't those look great together? I love it. So very fun, can work as a focus as well. And you know I love a good stripe. So here's our stripe, nice and bold, that same kind of creamy white background. And don't those look great together? I can see these on borders, on bindings, bordering blocks, so many ways. And we have some great textures. Our blue, our green, and our orangey red all have lots of dimension, lights and darks, and these are going to coordinate with all of our fabrics right here. Bright, cheerily, just bursting with color, and these are gonna look so great in quilts. I'm ready to show you some. Now this is our Starstruck quilt, and I think it's a perfect choice for the Color Burst line. I love how we have the star that is created here, and then these little pinwheels here. Talk about movement in a quilt. It is just really energetic, and with our rainbow fabric here as our focus, oh my goodness, it works so well because it just like those stars are radiating light. Love it, great perfect number 2 with our little smudge dot, and this is a fun one to put together. So we have our Starstruck quilt on the table, and it is just so much fun. I love it. Now what we've done on this quilt, we've made it with this rainbow as our focus fabric. Now this fabric is so great as a focus fabric. I love the way the colors go in and out on this fabric. So like the blue kind of brushes into the green, which brushes into the yellow, which brushes into the orange to the red, and it gives you such a wide spectrum of color and so much variation. Now we have put it in our focus position on this, and all of that color gives this like directional burst out as our focus fabric. I love it in this position, and I love it in this quilt because if I was a star, I would be shining in these beautiful colors just like this. So it works really well. Now we've paired it with our smudge dot. Now, as I said before, our dot is kind of on a warm white, so it's got some depth to it, just a faint gray texture in the background with the white showing through. And it looks like after we finished painting our stripe, we've just taken our paintbrush and made little dots on our fabric. And that is all in the background as our number 2. And you can see how it really helps our pinwheels pop in this pattern. And then for our number 3, we have used our turquoise that has so much depth to it. You can see how it can go really light or really dark. And when you have a fabric that has a texture like this, it's going to be able to coordinate with so many more colors because of the lights and the darks in the fabric. And of course, it looks gorgeous with our focus fabric. It is our pinwheels and in our block here on our block borders, as well as our bigger stars. Then, of course, we have it running on the border. This just really, really helps it pop. All right, the kit info on this one. It is called a Rainbow Sunrise. It is our Starstruck pattern from the Go Bold with 3-Yard Quilts. Now this quilt is perfect for our color burst line. This is called Sleigh Bells, and it's from our Quick Christmas 3-Yard Quilt book. The reason why it's so perfect is we have a nice big snowball block here. Now our wonderful fabric here has got some overlaid design on the rainbow, which is great for this big block. Now what's really cool is this quilt is made with a border on this block that creates this really cool joining here with our sashing blocks. As you can see, we have a little of our fun fabric there, a nice little smudge dot in the background, and our turquoise on our sashing that just blends so well together and gives us that punch that we need. And this is a super pattern and super fast. Now I have put 3 of the color burst fabrics together for our Sleigh Bells quilt that is here on the table. And I want to tell you, the very first design that I made in this entire collection was this one right here. I was super inspired by a few things. I kind of threw it together and sent it to the fabric manufacturer, which is Blank Quilting, and it just turned out amazing. So this actually kind of spurred the whole collection. And I think it looks great in Sleigh Bells. You can see here we have it in our snowball, and you can see the rainbow colors coming through. And I love that the rainbow is a big enough stripe so that you get some with reds in the middle, some with greens in the middle, and it really varies it up. And then the circles and the diamonds in it just look fantastic. Now I've paired it with our smudge dot as our number 2, and you can see how perfectly it borders our blocks here, as well as a little bit on the quilt border itself. Perfect combination. And then once again, we have our turquoise with those lights and darks as our sashing piece, our little corner blocks on our block, as well as the border and the binding. And that just grounds it all and really frames it. And whenever all these blocks come together, it makes this a really cool design right here at the intersection. And I like that we have our focus fabric peekabooing right here on this pattern. Really, really love that. Now, this is a great quilt kit, and I love this fabric. As I said, this is probably my favorite out of the collection just because it kind of spurred the whole collection on. And you can see how well it also looks in our arcade pattern. I love how the turquoise and the white and the focus fabric all just really blend so perfectly together and give it so much depth. So this is our arcade, and it is an individual pattern that is available with Fabric Café. Now, our Sleigh Bells pattern, which is on the table, the kit for this is called Color Me Bold, and the Sleigh Bells pattern is from Quick Christmas 3-Yard Quilts. Now this is the Nebula quilt, and we've done something a little special with this one. We have used a fat quarter bundle to give it a little extra vibrance, because I love seeing all the different colors and patterns from the Color Burst line. Now Nebula is a 1-block quilt, which I love because it makes it super simple. You start going and it just goes together easily, because once you do it once, it goes together really fast. And we do have a fat quarter bundle that we're offering, and a little free goodie, but let me tell you a little bit more about that at the table. Now I'm super excited that we've been able to put some fat quarter kits together for you. Now this kit is a bundle that has a little bit of every print in it, but we've also added some more. And the reason why we did that is so that we could also provide you with a free goodie to make the Nebula pattern out of fat quarters. And when you saw it, whenever I was standing beside the quilt, how great it looks with all those patterns going. So let's step through what's in this kit. So first, we're gonna have this is our number 2 fabric that we're using, and it's of course the white with the smudge dot, and that goes in the background here on all of your blocks. So we've given you 4, so you have plenty of that fabric. Now we're giving you 2 each of the rainbow with the circles and diamonds and the larger flower, and where these are used are on our borders of our blocks for the circles and diamonds, and then we have some of the flower here on the border, and this is going to be plenty for that. Now we've given you one each of some of the others, which is amazing. Love all of these colors together. They just pop so, so much. And as you can see, our little mini circles and diamonds are in the centers here. And then we've gone through and put our textures on the points. We also have one side of the block bordered with one of our textures. And then, you know, I love, love, love to do this, to put a stripe on my binding. And that's how we've used our stripe there. So this is a great kit. It gives you a little bit of everything from the collection, plenty to make the Nebula pattern, and to make it even easier for you, what we've done is we've created a free goodie sheet for you. And what this is it's going to tell you how to cut your fat quarters, where to substitute exactly what you need. So if you have the Gold Bold book and the Nebula pattern, all you need to do is download this, get your fat quarter kit here, and it's going to be super easy for you. Now, the kit information on this fat quarter stack here is Color Splash. Once again, we've put it in our Nebula pattern from the Go Bold with 3-yard quilts. Now this pattern is called Jamboree, designed to this pattern especially for this collection, Color Burst. Now this is not a 3-yard quilt, but it's a little bit larger than our traditional 3-yard quilt. It's more like a twin size, and it uses every pattern, every fabric from the collection. And it's a fabulous example of how well the colors play together, the prints play together. We have our stripes here on the border, so pretty. Our nice textures here that frame the blocks really well, that really help get to these patterns to showcase and shine, which I just love. Now, what's really, really great is this pattern is a free download on our website. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that once we get this on the table. This quilt, as I mentioned, as we were standing next to it, I designed specifically to show off the beautiful fabric collection. There is a little bit of every single print in this quilt, and I love the way that our textures frame the prints. It all moves together. It works beautifully. Now, this is not a 3-yard quilt. I'd just like to make sure I mention that to you. But the really great thing about this is we are offering this pattern on our website under our free goodies tab for free. So you can actually go on and download the pattern. You can check your fabric requirements right here. And of course, it's written in the style of our 3-yard quilt pattern, so it's going to be super easy to follow, and it's all free for you. Now, you also may have noticed my shirt that I'm wearing. It has this beautiful applique that I've designed for the fabric collection. And what's great, you can use your scraps to make it. This is also a free pattern on our website, fabriccafe.com, on the free goodies tab. And I'm going to be stepping through how to make it on Thursday's video, so be sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you get notification. I am so excited about this new collection of fabric Color Burst that we're also offering it in other ways. First, we have it by the yard. So you can go on to fabriccafe.com to our fabric tab and purchase it by the yard. Now, if you're interested in a little bit of everything, we are also offering a 10-yard bundle that includes 1 yard of each print, and it's slightly discounted, so that would be perfect for you. Now remember, you can find all of this on fabriccafe.com under the fabric tab. Now, if you would like more fabric matching tips, or maybe you want to build your own kits using the Color Burst fabric, be sure to check out the video that pops up next. It's Fran Morgan with Fabric Cafe. Happy quilting!